What have you done?
Terrible. Through. Can you see the shot?
On that TV?
Yep.
No.
Great. I'm gonna fix that for you.
Okay.
I guarantee you we're too loud.
Do you want to turn it down a little just to be safe?
I will. Yeah. And I'm gonna refix that shot.
All right. Okay.
We are recording.
Oh, cool. All right. I wasn't sure. Okay, I can. I don't know if you can hear me, but I can see myself now. I am on screen.
Okay, that's good. Keep talking.
Still talking. Okay.
Alright, that's as good a sound check as we're gonna get.
Fair enough. Do you want to adjust the framing a little bit? Like maybe get a little more that way? Oh, that's great. That looks great.
Doesn't it?
I think it's framed.
I think it's really wide.
It is very wide, but it's
Better?
Yeah, okay. Okay, we can work with this. This is acceptable.
I just want you to know that I'm not editing any of that out.
Anyways,
hi.
Hello.
Welcome to this. We're maybe friends, and I'm stuck on chords.
that sounds about right.
We're recording this late today, so we're having to sound check ourselves, which means I have no idea what I sound like. And I know I'm a pretty loud guy, so if this is unlistenable, I won't fix it in post.
Everything's fine.
Yeah, everything's fine. That's the journey you're on with us.
Yeah.
To be fair, how are you?
I'm doing all right. I'm
Yeah.
doing good. Same old.
Same old.
Been
Yeah.
dog
I've
sitting
joined you
gig
in getting
in.
a haircut.
Oh, no, I see
I
it.
don't
Yeah.
like it.
You don't like it?
No, it's ever so slightly shaped wrong.
In what way?
I feel like it's too tall.
For what's worth, I don't. I think it looks fine.
Okay. Yeah. No, I'm headed down to. We're having the Legends family vacation. We're having the northbound trip.
Oh, nice.
Next week. So we won't be recording then. You've learned that on camera.
That's fine.
Actually, I mean, it won't go. I could rearrange when they go out. I have a really funny idea. Because the same guy that I've like literally traveled the planet with will be there, and I know we won't be recording, so I had an idea where I could record an episode of the podcast in Delaware with him on Maybe Friends, and then just be like, "You look different, Will," and then talk about like sit with one of my best friends on planet Earth, and I think it'd be really funny, and you should do something similar at some point. I think that'd be great.
Oh, gee.
I just think that'd be neat.
So are you talking to him like he's me, or are we?
I don't know yet. But this would be up for, and we can wait until the camera's off, and I can edit that out, maybe, if you don't like that idea, because I don't want that idea to go on the podcast and not appear in the... We'll figure it out.
But the week after, then we can do a reaction video where I judge his performance as me.
I mean, they're not going to go... He doesn't watch this. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Well, I'll be watching it. You know,
Sure.
I can see how he did on.
Yeah.
So will he have any idea what's going on?
If you are an equal partner in this. You get to say no, and if you do, like, say it now, and then we can restart the intro.
It might be kind of funny, honestly. I'm down.
Okay, you're sure?
Yeah, sure.
You can tell me no. We can.
I honestly don't have that strong of an opinion.
Okay. No, I don't want to coerce you on camera. I will, we can hard cut that. I will edit this. I'll actually stoop to editing one of these. If you, making decent content or something. If you don't want that to happen, let me know. Also,
I don't feel any strong reason not to.
Okay. I think it's a mildly fun bit.
That is
and
kind of a fun
I
day,
get anxious thinking that like there isn't, just in case I need to do something for a week or something, that I get anxious thinking that we wouldn't have content in the pipe.
Yeah,
So yeah,
that'll be
that's my
fine.
thoughts on that.
Everything's fine.
Yeah.
Speaking
Anyway.
of which, how did the last episode go with the outside? Have we looked? Have you
Oh,
looked at,
that can't air. I checked with people.
oh, we can't use that at all.
We can't.
Oh.
I could edit it a lot, but we would be left with so the way I looked at it, we would be left with shockingly little video, and it would be wildly disconnected. Because it would just go from me talking to you being like, yeah, what's going on? And like, oh yeah, I'm thoughtful, to it's all bad. It's all terrible, and I'm stressed now. Like that would be the cut. You can't. There's no salvaging it. Yeah, we didn't film our first episode outside, but we filmed a test and we learned a lot. We're planning on actually doing things with that. I'm sorry.
It's fine. We are planning on going outside of the building soon.
For the
officially.
first time.
Officially.
Yeah.
I was thinking that if we do, I do want to film this just in Taylor Park, but I think we should bring we should bring a table with us though. Probably.
We should also. I do want to stick to outside the parking lot for a reason I thought of today, because I thought about filming outside today to try and make it up to you. But it's infinity degrees outside.
Yeah. Yeah.
I would die. It is unlimited degrees out there.
Yeah, let's not do it. Let's not do it outside today.
No, it's
the studio is nice. The studio is cold.
Yeah, no, we are dancing on Satan's mustache out there. But global warming's not real, so it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. There's no such thing as global warming.
No. LA's on fire? Huh.
Yeah. For how long? It's normal.
Yeah. How long? It's been like that forever.
It's so funny because I'm pretty sure that the people who aren't old enough to know that like the people who, for them, their idea of California is just a barbecue.
I've never thought of that, actually.
Yeah, like people that are that young, but I'm pretty sure all the people there would only accept that this is a real thing. I'm sorry.
Oh my God. At some
ridiculous.
point, people are thinking it's just going to be normal that California's burning.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
That's the thing. No, but like the people that are, like, just imagine, like, you have to, I don't know. It literally, like, people are like, well, there are scientists that say it. And it's like, no, it's not like for every scientist that says global warming is real, there's one that says it doesn't. It's that for every million scientists that say, oh my God, our planet's dying, other people are like, I don't know, I don't think all the science is in yet. Like, boy howdy, we discovered carbon capture. We do it all the time. Started like we use these glass. It doesn't matter. And my family watches this.
There was an author. There was an author like in the 90s who she wanted to like make a book set in the future or write a book set in the future. And so part of it's gonna be like what the state of the world would be. So she studied like, I guess trends would be the right word, of global warming and how the planet is changing, and figured out where it would be in about 30 years from the 90s, and concluded that LA would probably be on fire. in the mid 2020s, LA would probably be on fire, and she came to this conclusion in the 90s.
That's beautiful.
Tragically beautiful.
It's so funny. I don't know, man. It's so funny to me. I remember when the LA fires started. Global warming was the last thing any of these people wanted to talk about. They were like, no, there's other things to worry about. No, the fire's really about this other thing. And it's oh my God. It's like, like you it seems like you forgot something. Anyway, oh my God. Do we want to jump into that? Do we want this to be our politics one? Is this what we're doing?
We're very closely getting there.
We're right on the edge, but I feel like we can walk away right now and it'll be fine. Do you have anything else you want to talk about?
Not off the top of my head, but...
Okay, if this continues, I've decided it's your fault. The best part of asking permission.
All right, okay. So do you want to go ahead and blame corporations to the
Okay,
fire?
great. Corporations for the fire. Where are you getting that?
Part of it, I think, is that if the government if we were to actively try and stop some level of the climate change,
Okay.
a lot of that would be coming from manufacturing and the farming industry, and
Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. No, I agree.
a lot of those businesses that would probably be bearing the brunt of the cutbacks. Like
I remember hearing like one of the most devious things that happened in the 90s was that like global warming was utterly proven. Like people could look outside and realize like things were breaking bad, and what managed to happen is that like, because I remember when I was in middle school and stuff, is that the corporations managed to put the burden of fixing it on the consumer. Was that it was like reduce, reuse, recycle. Like
Yeah.
it's on you.
Yeah.
This is your fault.
And then there's
You
the
and
oil
your
industry.
you and your recycling bin are gonna fix this. And and it's like about and like to granted, especially when you're talking about like ocean pollution, that is true. Like consumer waste does have a massive impact on like very certain ecosystems, but just in terms of like raw like greenhouse gases and whatnot. No, that's corporations. That's that's mining, that's energy, that's like that's
the oil industry.
Yeah,
The people who give the government too much money to ever have the government stop them.
Yeah, it's like the fact that like it was global warming got pushed on us, and then because it was us, people were like, I don't wanna. I'm not the wrong one, you're the wrong one. and like that spiraled. Like it Oh dude. How spicy do we want to be?
Fuck it, get spicy.
Get spicy?
Yeah,
all
do
right,
it.
well, we're swearing now.
Yeah.
So we're doing it.
Oh yeah, we weren't doing that before.
I don't on camera.
I forgot about that. Oh well.
Do you want me to cut that out?
I'll leave it up to you.
I'm gonna cut that out. See, again, now it's my fault if it happens. Isn't it great?
Yeah.
You just give somebody else the responsibility,
Yeah.
and if they pick it up, sucks to be them. Yeah, no, so, like, at the start of this election, I was talking to people. Like, I sent out some messages to some people, and I was just like, listen, if I don't say something now, I'm gonna lose my mind for the rest of time. Like, I want to just talk. Like, I don't believe I'm the most right person in the world. Let's just talk about this. I know you disagree with me. I want to talk about why. And I want to see if, like, you know, like, not even if I can convince you, but if I can convince you that, like, you know, to take a chance on something that I see as, like, really, really disruptive. Like, it's taboo. You know, you're close to these people or family. You don't want, like, you know, you don't want to, like, you know, I love them. I want to be civil, so it was like, okay, well, let's talk about this and be civil. And that's really hard to do with politics. I think we did the best we could. And I think whenever that lapsed, we, you know, tried really hard to be like, okay, that was out of line. Like, I'm sorry. But the horribly tragic thing and the single thing that is scariest to me, like you know, the point of that was to learn something, right? Was to try and learn, like, am I wrong? The media environment is toxic to knowledge. Media doesn't exist to teach you anything anymore. It isn't to keep you up to date. That's not what the news is.
Yeah, no.
And so news is suspect from everywhere. Like, one of the first things we did was we were like, okay, we're not going to agree on sources, so let's not talk sources. Like, as crazy as that is, it's like, as crazy as that is, it's like, okay, if it doesn't come from the horse's mouth, it's unusable. Like, and so whenever it was anything said, it was like, okay, the person has to have said it directly. And of course that was still a barrier, because you get like, oh, well, they didn't mean it, and like, oh, you know, and they don't listen to what they say, listen to what they mean. And it's like, is that what happens when you say stuff? Or and also just the barrier of like, shouldn't you be allowed to expect more from the people you elect into office? Like, like it's not even a question of like the bar being low. Like, that's not what is legitimately like keeps me up at night, like I can't sleep, is the benefit of doing it like through text and doing it over so long and doing it like when we did, like what issues mattered, like when the election was happening and when this was like real, is that I have a catalog. I have like a transcript of every issue they ever said mattered to them. And when they said like, this is the most important thing in the world to me, this is a line I won't cross. And in particular, a point where they said, oh, I bet you're one of those people that thinks he's not going to listen to judges. Like, I bet you think that's real. And no, you laugh about it, but it's just not funny. Like,
it's really not.
Not what I mean. Not what I mean by that. Like, that's the wrong way to say it. It's like the realization of when something, like, I made a bet with somebody that said, like, it was that question. It was like, I bet you think that he's not going to listen to the judges, and I said yes, and I will bet you money that if he and the judges are against each other, he won't listen. And he said, okay, if that happens, I'll vote Democrat, and if he doesn't, you vote Republican.
Okay.
And I was like, okay. And then
which part was Trump not? Which part is this of Trump not listening to the judges? Is this about January 6th or something totally different?
No, this was like during the 2024 election.
Okay.
But this was like specifically the supreme the thing. I was quiet for it. I did. It was like, okay, don't want to push it. Like that was said in the heat of the moment. Whatever. Like we can mostly ignore it. And then it got to the point where like the Supreme Court said bring him home, and Trump said no, and like. And my thing is, take away the politics, take away everything. When a person says this matters to me, and then they start saying doesn't matter as much as I thought it did, that's really scary. Like this isn't about politics. I don't believe I'm right about everything. I could see how certain views I have, especially around like capitalism, could be considered kind of extreme. Like I get that. I think that I am not in the majority of every opinion, and I'm willing to accept that. And by living in a democracy, I don't dispute that Trump is our president. Like I'm like this happened, and I get how like in the system we built, I get what powers we don't have, and I don't have to be happy about this, and I'm not. But it was the system we voted on, and I'm gonna honor that. Like I fully believe in my ability to disagree with somebody and respect them. I don't think that just because they didn't agree with me that I'm right. I'm just so shell-shocked and terrified that I have this catalog of this is my belief, I will not compromise on this. This is always right. And then you see it change by degrees to, well, we live in a world of gray. This doesn't happen. And then, yes, I do support not doing this. And of course, no, I don't like that. And it's like, how do you do that? Like, that's scary. It's really, really scary. Watching somebody lose their religion by degrees like that. Like, this is my guiding star. And then watching them, a step at a time walk away from that is so terrifying. And like I have really close friends doing this, and just being able to look at it and being able to look at oh my god, one of the most important things that was ever said to me, and I'm sorry I'm cutting you off, but one of the most important things that was ever said to me was, well, I'm voting for him because he's not a war guy. And like that was the line, and it
aged like wine.
Well, it doesn't matter how it aged. It matters that like that's not the point anymore. Like I'm not trying to like, I don't even care if I like the belief or not. I care that this person doesn't hold that belief anymore just because they were confronted with it. That is compromising.
Yeah.
I don't know how to deal with that. It's hard, and I'm still talking to oh my god, I have like friends I've had since high school doing this exact same thing, saying these exact same lines where it's like, no, well, he's not a war guy. And like I don't like the war, I don't like this, I don't like that, like I don't think we should be giving all this money to Ukraine. And it's like, okay, well, from strategic perspective, these are my opinions. Russia's not our friend, like these things.
Yeah.
And like it's just the evolution of the conversation has gone from this is what I believe to wait, this is what you said you believed. And then I get called crazy for saying what they told me. Like, word for word, out of the box, nothing different about it. Just like, but you said this. You said this was important to you. You said this would always matter. You said this is the thing. And then they go, what? No, that's crazy. You're crazy. How dare you? How dare you hold that belief? And it's not my belief. It's theirs. Said back to, it's just their belief from a week ago. That's really scary.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
So the scary thing is just people's total lack of conviction when...
No. These people have conviction. Like, they believe in these things.
The lack of specifics is making this a little hard to follow, I gotta be so honest.
Okay, what specifics would you like?
I think I could do is just so someone you know says they believe in something,
Yes.
and then later on you say you said you believed in this, and then they deny that.
Right. So, okay. I'll give you an example. There was this whole don't tread on me thing, right? And it was like, no, like, this is my right. The police can't tell me not to do it. I get my day in court, the court's gonna stop it. And then immigrants started getting arrested, and it became like, hey, like, I sent a message that was something along the lines of like, hey, this guy just got deported without due process. That's scary. And he's like, no, it's great. And I'm like, you're the due process guy. Like, like, you're the, like, you told me that mattered. Like, where's that coming from? Like, well, they're illegal. And it's like, that's not what the Constitution says. And it's like, oh, well, I don't care about the Constitution. That, like, it's like, well, and it's like, but doesn't that matter? Like, isn't the right to due process, like, the whole thing? Isn't that Like, and it's not even me saying my beliefs at them. It's just like, no, you told me the Constitution mattered. Like, you said said that was important. And then they're like, well, I mean, it's wrong in this case, so we should disagree with it. And it's like, I've spoken to you for years. For years of my life, this has been the thing. When hey, man, I'm not the biggest Second Amendment guy. I think we should change that. Like, I have my disagreements with the Constitution, but I think if I violate those, I'm, being against the law. And, there was this whole thing, even before the election, we were talking about, well, Biden committed a crime. And, he committed a crime. He went against the Constitution. You're not allowed to do that. And it's like, and then I could point at, well, hold on. We went against due process, and I want to make the argument of if you go against due process, then if I say you're a murderer, I'm going to throw you in jail, and you could say no, I'm not, and I don't check. Yeah, that's bad. That's why we have that amendment. But I'm not even talking about that anymore. It's just. It's
the fact that you went back on your word to suit your own opinions.
I don't want to say went back on your word, but
that's kind of going back on the word though, or contradicting what you said before as it suits someone. And I shouldn't say that because I don't know these people.
I don't know that it's a contradiction. I don't think they have suddenly. I don't think that they didn't believe these things. I want to be very that's not what I'm saying. These people are smart. They think about this. They they're staying in touch. They're doing their best. They are making their decisions based on their beliefs. It feels like their beliefs have changed. And that's really scary. Why? My question there is, what convinced you? Why is it different now? And the answer, and again, speaking to people without it being without we can disagree and still love each other. The question of well, why do you believe this is different? And the answer is well, because I feel like we're at war. Because I feel like I'm in danger. And then the question became, would you? And so the question in my head is would you have given up these rights under any other war? Why? What is convincing you? And I don't the only thing I can do in my heart is give you grace. That's the only way that any of this is ever gonna work. Is that we built a society built on disagreement, but there are times I got sent a whole thing. I'm hey. These are the polls I trust, and these are what the polls say, everyone in America thinks, and like ignore what the polls said. Like ignore if it was a good source. But the point immediately following that was we should do what the majority of Americans think. That like that is what democracy is. Democracy is what America is about. And then you get to like, you know, well, this person got thrown in jail. That person was elected. And it's like, well, this person was elected more. And it's like, that's not what the Constitution says. We voted on that. He's like, well, democracy doesn't matter right now. Why doesn't it matter? Like, why are these beliefs falling off of you? Like, why are they changing? What are they? To what end are they changing?
It sounds like what you're describing is people standing there by their beliefs, like faith in humanity, like majority and whatnot, until it doesn't align with what they want, and then.
Well,
that's
I don't.
What it sounds like.
I can't come to that conclusion.
It's such a complicated thing.
I refuse to come to a conclusion where it's just that someone hates something, right? Like that, like. I refuse to come to a conclusion in which the answer is X person is evil or X person is like I can think they're wrong. I can disagree with them. I think the second we paint opposing viewpoints with such a broad brush, we lose the ability to learn and sharpen our own. The reason I value debate so much is because if my belief isn't tested, how will I ever know it's the right one?
Yeah.
And how will I ever know, like, if my belief isn't tested, if I can't listen to something and learn why I care about something, if I don't learn something about myself in being challenged, or if I can't articulate that thing, then maybe that belief I hold isn't worth as much as I think it is. Like, that has to be important, and you don't get that unless, like, if I can't be the only one who's allowed to be wrong about stuff. Right?
Yeah.
So it's tough, but I do not think at all, like, I don't think these people are stupid. I don't think that like it comes from a place of hate. I wish I could know why, I wish I could know why the beliefs are changing and why they're changing so fast. Like, I can't live in a world where, like, one of the things I literally said to them, like, one of the things I'm trying to communicate, like, I'm scared to these people, and I say, like, if it was like, you know, it was like, this is a power I want the president to have. The president should be allowed to do this. And I'm like, okay, the next president also has to be allowed to do that. Like, if the next president rolls up and decides to arrest every single CEO and deport them, and then tells us something and doesn't say why, and they don't get a day in court, that has to be allowed. Like, that's just how it has to work. And like, I get the mentality of, like, move fast, break things. I don't think it's right, but if you hold that mentality, you have to continue to hold it when it's a viewpoint you don't like. And that, I'm scared that won't be the case. I'm really, really scared that, like, if we get a Democratic president again, like, right, I am really, really scared that, I would not want any Democratic president to get to action the same way this president has gotten to action, right?
Yeah.
Like, beliefs, I can talk about beliefs all day long.
Yeah.
And that can be its own episode one day. But, like, the method by which things get to where they are has to matter. Like, we aren't ruled by a king. Like, one person doesn't get to do everything. Congress has the power to declare war, and that's how it has to be. I was upset when Obama went into Libya without Congress. That was a huge deal for me. You don't get to do that. Like, And like the thing I keep hearing, I am trying to solve this because the thing I keep hearing is like, well, you know, like it's all about shades of gray, like, right? Like everything isn't black and white. Like that's the thing I keep hearing, but that doesn't mean we get to do whatever we want whenever we want. Like everything is in shades of gray, including the shades of gray. Like you can't excuse such intense action when it's unless you are always okay with that being the way it is. If you think no one believes this, as far as I know.
Yeah.
I have not talked to anybody who believes this. But if you think that the military should be able to overthrow the president whenever they want, you can't only be okay with that. If that happens even once,
then it
that
has
is
to be okay
who we
forever.
are.
Yeah.
It's not even that it has to be okay forever, but that's just who we are.
Yeah.
If you you know, at the end of World War II, Germany utterly transformed from the ground up. I remember the German prime minister was in the Oval Office on the anniversary of the end of World War II, and it wasn't a great thing to say. In fact, it was a horrible thing to say, but Trump said, like, oh, you know, today is a great day. Wasn't a very good day for you. Like, throw outside the slap in the face. Like, throw outside the diplomacy. Like, not even talking about that. But just the response of the prime minister looked back to Trump and said, no, it was a great day for us. It was the end of fascism in Germany. That's a great thing. Countries can do things, like literally the worst thing that ever happened in human history. Well, I don't know, human history hasn't always been great. Talk to the Greeks, but like ancient Greeks. Like, I'm talking like
I figured.
or you know, like the cons of old. Like there's a lot of things.
A lot of bad things have happened.
There have been some pretty bad people in history, and humans have found endlessly inventive ways to be utterly awful to each other, and we should learn from that so it never ever happens again. History's important. But like the idea that like I am scared. I don't know what's happening. I don't. I can see a possibility where like I get that like if I hate the idea of a space where someone goes, oh my God, I was wrong about something, goes to the other side and says, hey, I was wrong, and then everyone looks at them and goes, oh my God, you finally see it. Weren't you an idiot about this? Weren't you an idiot about this? Like, you know, the Schadenfreude is going like, oh, let's all talk about how bad X thing were. I would never want that to, like, I've been, like, come on, there's been a time in everyone's history where you've been that guy. Right? Where, like, you've done something stupid. Nothing should ever define you. And I worry that the state of politics right now is so built into that no one would ever want to, like, admit that they were ever wrong about anything.
And that's tying into what I was thinking this whole time. Like, I think, especially over the past 11 years or however long... a certain president's been doing this thing. It's.
I think it's a little longer than. I mean.
Well, he must have started his first campaign in 2015, right?
Yeah, but I don't think like Trump is the root of all evil. I think he is a very unique.
Trump is not the root of all evil. Trump is this strange anomaly that's pretty unlike things that have happened in recent history in America.
Is my question. Like if so.
An anomaly compared to the past this century.
Well. So think about like Hillary Clinton running. The platform wasn't about her experience; it was about her name. We had 2 President Bushes. Not like and even right now you hear people saying like, "Oh, I wish Michelle Obama would run." Like, this idea of dynasty is not new. Like and it's happened in American politics. You hear the words American royalty RFK.
Yeah.
Literally, people were saying he's a Kennedy. Like, this idea of the
Yeah.
American superstar isn't new. Trump isn't part of a dynasty. I hope he never becomes one. But, like, the idea of somebody running on the prestige of their name, like the idea of the reality show president, I think Trump is the culmination.
Well, Trump wasn't solely running on the prestige of his name.
Right, but I don't think he's so, like we think of this like, oh, say the quiet part out loud. I don't think that's particularly new either. I think just in terms of like Obama, there were like this idea like, I'm so happy it's not a big deal today, but there was this whole thing about like civil unions. Like, oh, we want gay people to be allowed to get married, but we can't call it marriage. Like, there were a million barriers, and that was in Obama's time. Like, this isn't that long ago.
Yeah.
Like that, and you'd be laughed out of a room if you were like, I don't think gay people should get married today, and that's good. Like, that's amazing. That like we have openly gay, Congress members and openly gay.
Yeah.
Like, that's great. And I feel like there is an energy given to movements built on hate that is, I think, swept up a lot of people that hate a lot of things and is propelling them forward. I feel like it is dredging up a lot of the hate that used to be, that we felt like we'd solved, is now, coming back to bite us. But I think that, like, the kind of, tell it like it is, whatever. I mean, hey, in the last 100 years, we can talk about, like, FDR, who I think was one of the best presidents maybe ever, who also did some things I'm really not okay with.
Oh yeah.
Like, he's one of my favorite guys. Like, I am I love the New Deal. Great. Like, I love the idea that growing old shouldn't make you poor. That's great. It's a good thing.
Yeah.
Like the idea, hey, I like the idea that our roads are taken care of. That's a good thing. The highway, the highway's pretty important. That wasn't even.
I like the
that
highway.
Was Eisenhower, I think. Regardless,
I'm pretty sure it was Eisenhower.
Yeah, it was either that or Teddy. I don't. But and like, hey, another dynasty president, right? Or like Roosevelt. I boy, he did have 4 terms.
Yeah.
But that was such a big deal. We made an amendment about it.
Yeah.
Until then it was tradition, and I feel like FDR was transgressive in some really bad ways. Like, yes, it was World War II. Are you really going to change presidents during World War II?
I would not recommend that.
Well, FDR. So yeah, it like I think it was World War I. I think he was president. Yeah, I think it was.
Wait, who
because it was Hoover.
Who are you talking about?
It was Henry Hoover.
Hoover did the Depression.
Yeah. And the Depression ended at World War I, and I think FDR was president.
No,
then.
the Depression ended at World War II.
Depression ended at World War II. Okay.
Depression was 1930s.
Well, was it 1930s?
The Great Depression, yeah.
Okay, because I know at the end of World War One, no, it was the end of World War II that we became the reserve currency, but we did build. Okay, regardless.
Yeah.
Just thinking about like the GI Bill and whatnot. No, the GI Bill is from. Okay, regardless. I'm amalgamating American history in my head, and that's bad. But like, FDR broke some laws, and then we said, hey, that's illegal now. That's good.
Yeah.
That should happen. It's terrifying, and my biggest, like.
Is that clock off?
It has to be off, right?
Yeah, I'm seeing it's 5:44.
5:44. Okay, thank God. I was like, have we been here for an hour and 20 minutes? No, I remember like a literally inarguable fact. Like this is simply just what it is, and this was during Trump's first term. This was like during Biden's term, where we were literally trying to figure out what to do about a president who had so clearly like just broken the law, who had done things that weren't legal.
Yeah.
And we were like, well, what do we do about that? And I remember the one line said by Lindsey Graham, a Republican, who said, Trump has broken laws no one has ever bothered to break before, so we don't know how to punish it. Like, there is no system for, like, there is no system in place for dealing with this law being broken, because we had built American politics on an expectation of honor, and this man has none. Again, Lindsey Graham, that can't be the bar, right? Like, we can't be allowed to expect less than that. And that bothers me.
Yeah.
We need, when someone, does something wrong, there needs to be consequences for that. There has to be. Or what is the point? Why have a law if it doesn't matter? Like, and it's so tough, and it's so hard because politics is so deeply real, and there are people who are so deeply real. And so there's no such thing as a caricature in American politics. Like, the people who voted for Trump are real people who had real feelings and voted for him for real reasons.
Yeah.
So I can disagree with them all I want, but that has to be, I don't think we have to correct them. I think we have to examine who is it we want to be. And I don't know the answer to that. I'm not allowed to have the last say in that. That's not how any of this works. But I can't accept that we are people who move the goalposts. I can't accept that we don't believe the same thing we did yesterday because the guy I voted for no longer believes in it. That can't be the case.
And in my experience over these past however many years we've been dealing with this, I do find that a lot of the people, not the people you hear talking the loudest, but a lot of the people who did vote for Trump were left in a pick your poison situation. They really didn't care for the Democrats and Biden and Hillary and all that for valid reasons. I think
I don't
Biden
blame
and Hillary.
I don't blame anyone for not liking Hillary Clinton.
And
good Lord. This is a small thing, but Hillary's name is actually spelt the same way mine is, where there's only one L. Supposedly that makes it masculine. I don't get it. Language is weird.
There's only one L in Hillary Clinton's first name.
I think so. That or I've been lied to. But there was a point in my life where the first thing I ever thought about Hillary Clinton was, oh my God, how cool it would be. That's not true. The first thing I ever thought about Hillary Clinton was when I was in Ecuador, and I think I'm on a list somewhere for that. No. So we went to the president's palace, the presidential palace of Ecuador, and literally when we landed, the people in Ecuador were like, "Oh my!" We're like, "How do you like the president? We hear that there's a new president." He's like, "Yeah, he's great. He's so great. We love him so much."
Which year was this?
I turned 18 in Ecuador, so it would have been 2015. So it would have been February 2015 or January 2015, somewhere in there, because it was just when we landed. It was literally they were like, oh my God, we love it. It was the roads here are all brand new. They're there's technology built into these roads that aren't in ours, just reflectors on the edges. It's clear, your lights are going to work better. Oh my God, this is great. And it's yeah, the new president did this. And I was like, oh, you must really love the new president. We do. We love him so much. He gave all of it. We love him so much that he's going to stay president. He's not leaving. And he was like really excited, and I was like, what? Like, what are you saying? And he was like, yeah, oh my God, he's so nice. He was given a bunch of gifts for becoming president, and he gave them all to the People's Palace. And I was like, because he's not leaving. And so we eventually, like near the end of our trip, we visited the Presidential Palace of Ecuador. Like it was something that we had on the schedule, and we went in. And I had in my mind, like, this isn't how government should ever work. Like this, it doesn't matter that you like him. That's not how democracy works. Like this man's a dictator. And I'm not okay with that. And I specifically remember on the way up from the first floor to the second floor, they had like a glass ensconced Ecuadorian flag. And on the way up, it was like the tour guide looks at us and he says, and it's customary since this is the floor where the president works and lives, that we bow to the flag as we go up the stairs. And all the even my own family is going like, oh yeah, and they start bowing. And I look straight at the flag and I say out loud, I don't realize I'm saying it, but I say out loud, I say, I'm an American. I don't bow to anything. And all the other people on the tour look at me, and the tour guide just slow turns and stares me dead in the soul. And
Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah, but in my head, I had like, this man's not leaving office. I'm not okay with that. Like that's not a democracy. I'm not going to bow to a dictator's flag. Like that was what's going through my head. And then we were being shown a bunch of the gifts that he had been given and gave back to the house. And one of them was like a crystal ashtray. By the way, I saw a sword, a saber that was given by like one of the sultans that was covered in jewels. Like there was more jewels than there was silver. The blade was made of silver. And it was like, oh my God. And then it was a crystal ashtray. And it was like, and this was given by the Secretary of State, Hillary Clinton. And I said offhand, I was like, oh yeah, she might be president soon. And the lady was like, what? I'm like, that's great news. And I was like, what did I do? What did I do wrong? And that was the first thing I had ever thought about Hillary Clinton. I was sitting there wondering if I was ever going to leave this building. like literally.
Would they put you on a list for not bowing to the flag?
I don't know for sure. I do know that we had to give them our passports when we visited, which makes sense as a security measure.
Yeah.
But when we left, we were put in like a prison cell behind bars with like a kiosk and bulletproof glass.
That's right. I think you were put on a list.
I think I might be on a list somewhere. And there were like guards with AK-47s in full like military gear standing outside, and we were in there for 2 hours. They made us wait, and the whole time we were in there, everyone else in our tour group just kept looking at me.
Every other time I talk to you, you drop insane lore about yourself.
I don't know. This is the thing that happened. But yeah, no, I distinctly remember looking at these other people who were just glaring hot death at me, and I was like, I'm sorry. I don't know what's I didn't mean to get you guys killed.
Is that Ecuadorian president still in office?
I have no idea.
Should we check?
We should probably check. This seems like a fair thing to do. Ecuador's great though.
Yeah.
I hear it became less and less safe after we left.
Oh, okay.
Ecuador president. All right. 2025. There was a president election. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Center-right leader wins re-election. Okay. So let's look at Daniel Noboa, and let's see when he became president. Daniel Noboa. He is only 37 years old, so he couldn't possibly.
Okay.
Yeah, all right. So that's great. Oh, hold on. No, he's been the president of Ecuador since 2023. Okay. So, I sincerely hope, preceded by this man, who was the 47th president of Ecuador from 2021 to 2023. Okay, that's great.
Okay.
So
this is a brief thing then.
Yeah, all right. 2017 to 2021, he was also vice president. Okay. And then, the earliest, that's good.
Okay.
Hey, that's good though.
Should we pull up a picture of the Ecuadorian flag and if you bow to it?
The man before that was president for 10 years though.
Okay, well, hey, it's been 10 years now. They've turned that around, it looks like, pretty much.
He is pro tempore.
Should...
He has been living with his family in Belgium. Okay, so, I mean, if I was just wrong about this and it was just a guy in a cab that steered me wrong, that's great. I hope that's true.
Should we pull up a picture of the Ecuadorian flag and have you bow to it? Would that get you off the list?
I don't know. I kind of still do stand with that. We don't bow to people. We shouldn't be bowing to anybody anymore. Don't venerate anybody. He also faced accusations of authoritarian tendencies and a suppression of dissent.
Okay. So I think they're actively trying to not do that anymore.
Conclusion, yeah. Well, it was an area of social and economic development, but you don't get to do that. And a rule that was marked by a concentration of power and accusations of authoritarianism, whether he can be... Okay. Well, hey, I'm glad he's not president anymore. No one, that's not how democracies work. You don't get to do that. America shouldn't be ruled by a dictator, and the president doesn't get to have all the power in the world. That's just not how that works.
Yeah.
There's a Congress for a reason. And we voted for the president. We also voted for Congress.
Yeah.
Man, all these same people I talk to that are like, oh my God, Trump should have every power in the world. They're like, remember, the Republicans are the party of states' rights. That's their thing.
Yeah.
That's their thing. That's what you've been telling me for all 28 years of my life. Okay, it's scary. I'm terrified. I'm really, really scared.
Where do we go with that? Where?
I don't know. I think I should just reiterate that I don't get the final say on everything. I can be wrong about stuff, and I'm just a vote. This is a democracy. If we don't want it to be a democracy anymore, I'm not the only voice that gets to talk about that. And, hey man, a vote's a vote's a vote, right?
Yeah.
This is what happened. This is what we voted for. What do we do about it? We vote differently next time as a collective if we feel like we don't like where things are. Or...
That's assuming our votes matters in light of the Electoral College.
The Electoral College is just bad.
I hate the Electoral College.
It's the worst. It's so... Dude, you want to talk about things I hate? You want to talk about, bad things?
Go on.
Okay, do we swear now? I need to know.
Yeah,
I feel so strongly.
Let's make an exception for this episode.
The Democratic Party, the whole idea of superdelegates is stupid. I, as a member of the Democratic Party, will never get a say in who my primary candidate is for the presidency. It will never happen because the Democrats are stupid idiots who we should just abandon the system. It's so dumb. The Electoral College, super ridiculous. You want to know what? You want to know what the Republicans got right? Their primary system. Because, hey, listen, we don't like Donald Trump, but he was an anybody who got to the front because people actually voted for him. It was an actual populist decision. That's real. That's a real thing that really happened, and that's good because in American democracy, people should be allowed to vote for whoever they want. That's how this works. That's how this whole thing works. We don't have to like Donald Trump, but I do like the process that got him into office because you know what? Republicans made a choice, and they got together behind him with, you know what, pretty grassroots support. It wasn't about party elders. It wasn't about anything. It was about what people believed, and I don't have to like what they believed, but they did believe it, and that's great. Democrats will never get to do that in their lives. I volunteered for the Bernie campaign. I was there. We live in Vermont. He's a friend of the family. We live in Vermont. Do you know how many people I talk to? They're like, oh, you're living in Vermont. You must know Bernie Sanders. Yes, everyone does. It's a small state. Oh my God, I love the man. And you want to know something? Do you have any idea how many Democrats really wanted him to be on the ballot? And it was the decision of party elders that make sure that we never get a vote, and he was never gonna get there, and his only choice is to shut up, because that's what happens in Democratic politics, is that if the Democratic elders, oh my god, Nancy Pelosi gets to decide who's the head of the fucking committee? That's not how this works! You're not in office! No one elected you! Get out! It's stupid! It's wrong! We need to fix it. This isn't how this gets to work. This isn't how we get to make any decision. That's undemocratic, Will. That's what not being democratic looks like. I hate my party. I'm never gonna get a say. I have to hope that crotchety old people who decided which other crotchety old people are actually in office, I have to beg them and just pray that that their ideals are gonna align with mine, because I'll never get a say as a voter. That's not how America works, and it's wrong. It's so bad, and I hate it. Ah!
That was more beautiful than anything I could have asked for. That was everything I wanted today.
I'm glad I could make you happy. Because I will never be.
It's funny, but you're so right.
God, I hate being a Democrat. I hate it. I hate it so much. Seniority rule? What do you mean, seniority rule? What dumb idiot decided that's how he made decisions? Oh my god, you didn't die for longer. Congratulations. Are you good at your job for the committee that tells the public what they should be thinking about? And you think an 80-year-old knows how to work an iPhone? Oh my god.
So I really don't like the Electoral College.
The Electoral College is bad. The Electoral College was invented because of slavery. Do you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was literally because of the 3/5 compromise. That's the literal actual reason. It's not hyperbole. It's that, wait a minute, but the southern states need more votes because the only people we have are the slave people, and they're not people, so they don't get rights. Like the 3/5 compromise, I literally talk to people. Like, one of the things about being an esports coach is that sometimes I have to hear things and then say nothing. I am an officer of the school. Like, I am here on behalf of a program. Like, I am speaking for the program. I cannot have a belief. That's not how it works. That's not, I do not get to speak for an institution. That's not something I get to do. But I heard somebody say, like, well, I mean, they had like 3/5 the rights, and I had to be like, okay. like, that's not what it meant. It wasn't that they got 3/5 of the rights. It wasn't that they had 3/5 of the rights of a person. It was that they wanted three out of every 5 of them to count for when they did a census so that the South could get more votes. That's just it. That's the whole thing. It's just slavery. Slavery gave us the Electoral College. We could all agree slavery was bad, right?
I sure hope so.
Right? We're all on the same page.
Does anyone wanna die on a different hill there?
Yeah, slavery's a bad thing.
Let us know in the comments if you think slavery was not bad.
Don't, because I'll fight you. I will not sleep at night until you admit you're wrong. I have to. Like, oh my god, that's not a political belief. Slavery's not a political thing. It's just bad. Slavery's bad.
Now I really want to see people tell us in the comments if they think slavery is okay.
Don't do it. I'm asking so nicely.
If you do it, Hunter will fight you on the podcast.
I don't want to fight people on the podcast, Phil. I'm tired. It's hot. Come on, man. Don't sign me up for that. Okay.
Okay, yeah, maybe I'm assuming if someone out there thinks slavery is good, they'll keep it to themselves.
Okay,
but then
all
again,
right,
they also aren't smart enough to think.
Let's do this right now.
Yeah.
Why is slavery evil? Let's break this down on a philosophical level. We're literally going to take it axiom up. What is the definition of evil? I don't know, man. What's the definition of wrong? I don't know, man. I'm not a philosopher. Except we can build a baseline. Let's say the following. Let's build the basic axiom that it is wrong to take away people's choices, right? That sound good? Are we all on board with that? So from there, what can we build the baseline that murder is wrong? Because if I murder somebody, I take away all of their choices, right? That seems bad. If I enslave you, you don't get choices anymore. I'm taking away choices. People shouldn't take people's choices. I bet you're going to ask something that leads me to describing the difference between negative and positive freedom. Go.
I'm just curious about how this applies to people who break laws or are imprisoned.
Okay, so we're going to talk about the difference between negative and positive freedom.
Yeah.
I always get wrong which is which, but the basic idea is that one is the freedom to do something, and the other is the freedom from something. As an example, the Civil War, freedom from slavery versus the freedom to enslave people. If
it was about states' rights.
To enslave people.
I had to do the bit.
Yeah, but so the idea that hey man, we can just build a baseline that says my freedoms shouldn't come at the cost of anybody else's freedoms. Therefore, I probably shouldn't have the freedom to murder people. That's bad, right?
Yeah.
Now let's say I do kill people. How do we deal with that? Well, stoning's out of style. It's a shame, but it's true. We don't stone people anymore. What was it called? The Death of Honey? It was called the Death of Wheat and Honey or something, with the most gruesome death that I'm aware of. It was bad. I'm not going to describe it on air.
Oh, okay.
But it was bad. It was also, I think, just called The Boats. Anyway, I'll tell you later. The idea, so we need if you do something wrong, you need to not do it again. Well, if I ask Timmy to not burn down Pizza Hut a 96th time, I'm not convinced he isn't going to go out and do it a 97th time anyway. So we probably need a system in which if you do something bad, that we do something to you that we all agree on. Hey, we have this cool amendment against cruel and unusual punishments. Wonder if that's going to come in handy. We should probably listen to that. So we say that you do something wrong. Well, we're not going to take away all of your freedoms, but we are going to ensure that you can't do X thing for a certain amount of time. We have agreed as a society that if you do something bad, you go away for a little while, and hopefully you rehabilitate, you recidivize, and you decide not to do it again because we taught you X thing was wrong. And if that continues not to work, we have varying degrees of things we can do depending on the severity of your own action that also take into account whether or not you've done it before and other circumstances. And just to be extra safe, we're going to make sure that we have a bunch of other people who might not be like-minded. In fact, we're going to get them off the street so that we have a pretty wide sample of, your peers, people that kind of, they know what they're talking about. They know what's up. They know what you're doing. They know what it's like to be you, and they are going to decide whether or not this punishment is warranted. It is a system. Now, hey, man, you don't have to like that system, but we all agreed on it, and so society can continue to work. We all agreed to give up certain freedoms, right? We don't have the freedom to do things, so we exercise our negative or positive freedom. I don't remember which is which. I always get them wrong, but we exercise that freedom to endow certain other people that we have go through a lot of tests and take some oaths just to make sure that if we do something wrong, we collectively agree that our freedoms can be taken away so that we are all safe from things, right? We are
like
safe
murderers.
From the people who feel free to do things, right? So, and that system seems to be kind of what we've agreed on. And we did so democratically, so I, as a single voter, would have to go through a lot of processes to overturn that. That's what I would say to that.
Now that's cleared up. You're welcome. Proceed.
Yeah, no, it's just slavery's bad because you're taking away people's freedoms. Taking away people's freedoms, probably bad. Hey, this is our episode about politics. You want to know my most fundamental political belief? Markets shouldn't be more free than people. It's that easy. Markets shouldn't have more freedom than I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, you shouldn't be free not to give me health care if it means I'm not free to fix my broken leg. Like that's stupid and bad. It's that simple. I just don't think that like corporations as an entity should have more mobility than individuals in our system and more of a voice.
But what about the economy?
I tend to believe there's a really, really interesting Nobel Prize winning paper on economics that talks about, we should probably, we're definitely running out of time. But basically it discussed like that in American politics, we have this cycle of like a Democrat will go into office and they'll try to be responsible. They'll try to balance the budget. They'll try and like spend less money, cut programs, make things make sense. And then the Republican will get into office and they'll spend money. They'll cut taxes. They'll do whatever. And then they'll like, throw us into a war. They'll run up the deficit. And so we end up spending a lot more money. Like the cycle tends to be that when a right-leaning president is in office, we spend a ton of money. And when a left-leaning president is in office, we try to make back that money. We try to be more, funny enough, conservative with our money. And there was a Nobel Prize winning paper that basically argued, what if we got a Democrat to spend like a Republican? These are all of the programs that Democrats think are a problem. Hey man, Americans have shown we're cool with the money cannon. Let's point that money cannon at the problems we care about. Let's try and solve like housing. Like let's democratize X thing. And if they did that, you can make a lot of progress. Mamdani, who just won his primary race in New York City for governor, he has his whole program is to try and make New York City affordable. I see some economic flaws, but I think his platform is infinitely more reasonable. I think people are a lot more scared of economic pressures than they need to be. I think we have given up a lot of our negotiating power in terms of especially like larger corporations and sometimes large unions. I think we've given up a lot, especially like teachers and police unions are really, really strict and really like make it impossible to effect change, even on an economic level. But I think that I think that in terms of the economy, we should try to regain our bargain power. I tend to be on the free trade side of things. I don't think I think tariffs are an interesting tool, but you really have to use them in such a way that you don't do it without because the point of tariffs is to try and get Americans to buy homegrown goods from homegrown industry to support local industry. But if you don't build up that industry, if I need to buy a washing machine and there's no American company that makes a washing machine, and you slap a tariff on all non-American washing machines, I can't buy a washing machine anymore. Yeah. So you have to build up that you have to build up that capability. You have to and that takes like years. You can't build a factory in a week. You can't you'd need technicians. You'd need like support structures. You need to figure out your inputs. Yeah. Well, you not only do need people, you need to train those people. There might not be degrees, or people might not be going for degrees that would best help them. Or maybe those people get jobs in engineering or whatnot, and they go elsewhere. Like they go overseas. Like building up domestic industry isn't slap tariff fix problem. It's like tariffs are something you do after you've built industry to try and like get your homegrown, to give your industry a competitive edge in the market. That's what you're doing. Trump didn't do that, and also he seems to be playing this game of like, oh well, I'll put the tariffs on, I'll take them off, I'll put them on, I'll take them off again. But like, if you're a company and you don't know if that tariff is going to be there in a year or not, you might not want to build up that washing machine industry, because if the tariff suddenly goes away and overseas washing machines are cheaper, you just lost a bunch of money and maybe killed your own market. Like so like I think the economic tools are being used horribly wrong.
I honestly forgot what question I asked that led us
You
down
asked
this.
about my thoughts on the economy.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I talk a lot. I talk so much. Yeah.
I just want people like Musk to pay more taxes.
I would love for people like Musk to pay more taxes.
I say just because I'm really bad at understanding economics.
Dude, I mean,
I struggle so much with that.
yeah, I told you that I volunteered for the Bernie campaign. I want the rich to pay taxes. That's the thing he's been saying
Yeah.
since the earth was cooling. Like, it's, hey man, why is all the money going up there and not down here? Did you know when Reaganomics was invented, it was called voodoo economics because it just didn't work? Like, every single economist on the planet was like, what? And then we did it anyway.
You know what? Great time to ask this. How, in a brief way, what are Reaganomics and why don't they work
So,
as quickly as you?
Trickle-down economics is the idea that if you give money to the richest people in the world, if you just, if you take like a massive percent, if they don't pay taxes at all, they already don't, but let's say that we go a step further and we take all the money we get in taxes and we just cut $1 billion check to every single millionaire in the world. The idea is that they will then spend that money on people, and that money will find its way back into the pockets of the blue-collar workers. That, like, if we give Jeff Bezos infinity $1 billion, he will have to spend a lot of that money. He'll spend that money buying more spaceships, which means he's going to be paying the spaceship makers, and then the spaceship makers are going to pay the people who tighten the bolts. And if you're the guy that tightens the bolts, if we give Bezos $1 billion, that money will make its way back to you, and not only will it do that, but it will trickle down to blanket everybody. No, that's not how money works. Hey, is Bezos spending more money or making more money? If Bezos spends half of his $1 billion on a yacht, then that money is going to the yacht makers who, that tends to be a pretty small market. Actually, shipyards are kind of you need to like know people business. It's a little bit nepotistic. Yeah. And it turns out shipyards don't employ every blue collar worker in America. So like certain industries will actually atrophy faster. Things like will consolidate, and we're really at the end of the day, like the money doesn't make its way into the hands of the people who need it. The idea is also that like, well, they're the job creators. If we give it to them, then they'll create more jobs. Usually that's not what happens. If you look at things even just like COVID, whenever a business gets the opportunity to just kind of pocket the money or hand it like as a dividend to its shareholders, that's what they're going to do. Yeah. Like it's like companies are incentivized to, in fact, they're not just incentivized, they have to. One of the reasons I'm being very, very careful with Northbound and how we built it as a company is that I specifically don't want to I don't want to build a situation where we are required that our goal has to be to make back an investment, right? That we have to give, that like, hey, if you give me $10,000, I have to give you back $1,000 this year and then $1,100 next year. Like, I have to grow that investment. I just want to make really, really good art. And I want to make enough money to be comfortable, and I genuinely believe that if I make art that's good and I grow that organically, I think if I make something good and I'm passionate about it, that people are going to find it, and then those people, by consuming it, I'll make money, which I can then invest back into art and the people who make it. I don't think infinite growth is the best way to go, and I think that even with a company like Northbound, there's only a certain size the company needs to get, and then if we wanted to do something more ambitious, then we would talk to people who, and work with people. We wouldn't try to dominate whatever market we were in,
growth through collaboration and not domination.
I'm lucky that the people we've had this conversation in Northbound, and we've said like, hey, like, how do we want this to work, and we've all made that agreement. And especially at like the sort of seed stage, like it's really tough for us because we are at the point where, you know, since we're not actively getting investors in, like, so I would be more okay with like a sponsor or like a Kickstarter or a Patreon or, you know, a lot of other ways that like the people who are investing in us are the people who are directly benefiting from our content. And have a more structured way for like pulling in and out. That is something that I feel that is a model that I think works best for our business. That like I would rather be funded directly by the consumer and not be hunting for consumers at the behest of a market pressure that I have agreed to be pushed by, right? And there's
I hope that's not how healthcare works.
Well, that's not how healthcare works.
Thank God.
Because healthcare doesn't work.
Oh.
Anyway, we have to be running out of time. We have to be.
It is.
We have
currently.
to be over an hour.
It's 6:20.
Yep. Okay.
I need to go to work.
Oh God. All right. Bye.
Goodbye. Yay! Politics.
Yay. Okay. Next time you yell at me about your politics.
Okay.